Alex, totally enjoyed the show, everyone. Melina's here finally, darling. Finally. Alright, guys, so I just want to mention a couple things here about Mikayla. Mikayla. Alright, Mikayla, I guess she's a TikTok creator. She's really good. Wait 1 second, guys. It's stuck on my button, darling. Alright, guys, so Mikayla is a creator, alright? She's a creator and she's going through a serious depression. Now, I mean, most of the time you would think, like, for me, I just feel like every day is like a pile of roses and so much fun and everything's just so great. But there are some people that are really depressed, severely depressed, that even though they're creators and they're doing well and they have it all, they feel depressed, and depression is a real illness. It's not something that you can't take seriously. It's not something that you really can even think is not serious at all, because it is serious. It can be, somebody can have it all and they be depressed, right? And depression leads to unaliving oneself or whatever. So even though we would think that Mikayla is doing well based on her income and she's got a husband or boyfriend and she's doing well, because of her depression, she's not doing that well. So when you target someone like that and you make them feel bad, it's not good, right? Now the thing about this situation is I saw someone saying that she hasn't put up a video in 6 days, alright? And she's used to performing every day. I mean, she's got brands she's got to talk about. She's got to do reviews. She's got to make sure she works 12-hour days every day to do what she needs to do and to be the star that she is. And I mean, you know, when you see someone like that working so hard and giving it her all, and like she said, she's not as hard of a worker as a construction worker or whatever. Being an influencer is a lot easier than being a construction worker. Most of the time it's a lot of luck because you have the ability to perform and people like you, but it's also hard work and it's just a bunch of talent that you have to be able to have. But otherwise it's a lot of luck. I mean, if you're good on camera, you're photogenic, or people just gravitate towards you. You may not even be photogenic, but people just gravitate towards you for whatever reason, then you're lucky and you can be an influencer. Now for me, it's easy to be an influencer because I like to work long hours and I don't mind doing videos all the time and working so hard. It's easy for me, but the thing is, I'm not sponsored and I'm not doing videos for someone else. I choose when I want to do videos, how I want to do videos. I mean, I do requests for you guys, of course, and I love doing requests and I will always do them, but I know, like, for her, she had to abide by certain rules. She had to make sure she's talking about this person's product or that person's product, and she had to make sure she did it a certain way. She had to make sure she didn't mess up, because I mean, if you talk about a product and you're messing up, there's just no way around it, right? So you got to make sure you do it properly. So it is hard work in that respect. Plus, she's doing 12-hour days. I do a lot of hours, probably more than her, because I have she does a lot of editing, right? I don't do any editing. Mine's improv. I do it all in one spot, one timing, it's done. But I do a lot of videos, so it is a lot more content. But I am able to do a lot more than she does. But she basically does a lot of work behind the scenes that I don't have to do. So it's debatable to say. I mean, personally for me, I don't think I do a lot of work. And you're like, well, you have 52,000 videos on YouTube, 11,000 videos on TikTok, you do a lot of work. But I never see it that way because I enjoy it so much, right? But I really believe she's a hard worker because, you know, to be able to do that many brands and promote that many brands, talk about that many brands, and to do it properly is hard work. I don't have to do that. I was a beauty influencer for a while, but I'm no longer that, right? Anyway, and you can still use the discount codes didn't work, so I'm like, well, I'm going to be a beauty influencer. So I mean, it is not that difficult. I can do it too, but anyway, but it is difficult for the average person, some would say, right? But a lot of it is, like, being an influencer can be an easy job. I mean, if you have the look for it, you have the ability to sell, people like you, people think you're a celebrity, then it's easy. But anyway, and there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes too, where it's like if you're famous, people take away your privacy and feel they're entitled to get a piece of you, right? Anyway, setting that aside. So with Mikayla, she hasn't performed in the last 6 days. So I'm just thinking, like, my goodness, I hope she's okay. Like, some of these creators are very depressed and they want to unalive themselves. And it's really, really sad. I don't know why they would. I mean, you're a millionaire, you have all these things, but she's not happy. So I'm worried about her because 6 days is a long time when you've been performing 12 hours a day every day. Now, with Mikayla, if you are listening, Mikayla, remember that that haters will be haters no matter what. So a lot of haters are not doing well. So you, instead of taking the perspective of, oh no, they're upset with me, I'm not giving them what they want, what am I doing wrong, it's me, it's me, it's me. You have to remember that there are people that have nothing, that are struggling, that just maybe they have something, but they don't get any attention on YouTube or TikTok, and they're jealous of someone that has a lot. And you have to be understanding of that situation, right? I mean, if someone's not doing well, you can't be like, well, I'm just going to have revenge. Well, why, right? They're not doing well. You've already got your so-called revenge, right? So don't worry about those people, right, Mikayla? Like, those people are not doing well. They're relentless. Some people will just make negative comments after another, and they don't care how it affects you because maybe their lives are horrible, right? So you can't be like letting that bother you, right? Like, you don't know what their circumstance is. Some people have a mental illness, and that's what they do, right? So instead of being like, oh no, it's me, it's me, it's me, they think I'm a, you know what, and they think I'm not a nice person, they think I'm being spoiled, you know, you're getting all these hate comments, yeah, but who are they from, right? I mean, the people that are supporting you are probably all doing well, and they're creators that are doing well, and like, I support you, look at me, I'm like gorgeous, and I'm on the way to being a major, major star. So, I mean, you know, you have to remember that depending on who it is, right? I'm going to praise you like crazy because I know how hard it is to deal with the negative situation that people give, and the negative comments and all that. I know how hard it is because I've been there, right? Even though I'm not a famous creator, I will be. Anyway, I wish you well, Mikayla, and remember that you don't have to listen to the haters, right? I mean, you have depression, so I understand it's harder for you, but really, in reality, the haters mean nothing, right? You want to support them because you don't want to be upset with them. You want to make sure they feel good because they're the ones that are upset and they have nothing, right? Now, that's not all haters. Not all haters have nothing. Some haters just don't like your content. But to make a nasty comment like offing oneself or whatever they say, you know, that's terrible, right? No one should deal with that, right? So please remember that you are important and you are good and oh, sorry, and that you have you have to lift yourself up because haters will not. And you have to remember that people that are like, it's just a question of, it depends on who it is, right? If you're talking to someone and they're treating you like garbage, what is their circumstance? Why are they treating you that way? Is it a bad day for them? Is it a bad series of days for them? Are they just mean people? Do they have a disease? Are they mentally ill? Are they suffering with money? Are they suffering, you know, I mean, if somebody has no money and they're in a wheelchair and they have nothing, but they have access to the internet and they see you with all this, now I'm not saying people with wheelchairs are going to feel this way. Many people with wheelchairs are supportive and happy. And some are very, very successful as creators. Very, 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 very successful. But I'm just giving you an example here. So let's say somebody's in a wheelchair and they have no money and they see you as a creator making a statement about how, you know, you work harder than everybody else and all this, and they just want to be rude like crazy and they'll say whatever they want and they don't care. Well, it's understandable their situation's not easy. They're not doing well, right? So to take that personally is just like, it's like apples and oranges. You can't take a comment from an apple negatively if you're an orange, right? Anyway, totally enjoyed the show, guys. Mikayla, please, please, please do another video. You are so good. We love you, Mikayla, all right? We are supportive of you, all right? And like I said, just because you're in a wheelchair, you can be very talented. I know I've seen some bodybuilders in wheelchairs. I've seen some people that are athletes in wheelchairs. I've seen some very successful people in wheelchairs, or people in wheelchairs dating models. You know, I'm not trying to say that's what, just because you're in a wheelchair does not mean that you're going to be negative and rude to Mikayla in that situation. But I'm just saying, you know, Mikayla has to take it in stride and not really feel bombarded by negativity. I mean, it could be anybody. It doesn't have to be someone in a wheelchair. But, you know, take it in stride because, you know, we all know that haters can be relentless. You know, if they want to target someone, look at Michael Jackson's life, right? Like, he was targeted daily and he had no nose, right? Anyway, you know, obviously he didn't even leave the house, right? So, I mean, it's just terrible, right? But anyway, yeah, and like I said, guys, there's some people in wheelchairs that are very successful, gorgeous looking people, doing very, very well with gorgeous spouses, with a lot of money. I'm just giving you an example of someone that may be very poor, that might not be that might not be very happy in a wheelchair, and it could be anybody, like I said. So maybe somebody maybe it's someone that doesn't have any money, or maybe they don't have any intelligence, or maybe they have a lot of money, like I said, but they're never going to be a beauty influencer, right? And to them, that's important to them, right? So you have to remember, Mikayla, take it in stride, look at the actual facts, right? You can't even see the people that are making these comments, right? So it could be anybody. Anyway, totally Joe, bye now. Bye, dogs.